Hello, hello. So, here we are. Here is my farm at Bjornholm. So the intention I have with this video is to introduce you to the farm, and we'll take the pickup and go for a ride along the farm and see what we have in terms of fields and equipment and all the stuff that we've got going on, just as a short introduction overview. So first of all, let's head down this road and we'll pass the fields here where I actually do the canola growing. This is fields 22 and 27 and partly 33 as well, that I've plowed together to actually create a more homogeneous field. Here on the left side we have 23, 28 and 36 and 37 where I grow barley, and you can see the harvesters over there. And on top, of course, the actual farm, the center of the farm with the garage and where all the equipment is actually stored and so forth. So we'll take a left here, I think, and go up to the farm and take a closer look on what we have there. So as I said, here on both the right hand side and the left hand side is the fields where I do my barley harvesting. And so the two harvesters I have over here is it's the New Hollands, the 1090s, the biggest ones with the biggest headers of 13.7 meters to actually be able to harvest the big fields. And you saw the Krone Big X 1100 down there as well, and we'll take a closer look to that one when we get back to this place later after we've been touring around. So here you have a great view of the garage and the wind turbine to actually be able to create some sort of income as well when we're not selling what we harvest. I mainly use the New Holland T8 that you just saw when I pulled these seeders and the cultivator. So I use the WeatherStart equipment because I find them very easy to use, and the seeders aren't too wide, so I'm actually mostly using two of the seeders at the same time and pulling them with the New Holland T8 and as well as Case Magnum 380 tractors when I do that. Here's my grass stuff, the windrower and the tether. So obviously, in order to be able to, in a recent amount of time, do some amount of grass work, I have the biggest stuff as well for that, of course, the tether and so forth. And I have an idea that I should sell only, the wheat and the canola stuff when there's a good prices. So that's why I have a stocking up in the silo and have a MAN truck with a trailer to sell it off. And you saw my two Krampe tippers as well down by the potatoes, that I use to actually offload and empty the harvesters when I do the harvesting. So here's the garage, and I have a Dutz 7250 tractor over here, and have a New Holland T8 with mover equipment. I have the big baler for square bales. I have the telehandler, which actually I mostly use for log works. If I need to cut down one or two occasional trees when I need to, improve a field or something. I use that one to actually just pull the stuff away. Here's the auto stacker for the square bales, which is very handy. And you can see the old potato harvester there as well. So here we just passed as well the wheat fields that I have over there, which is the 24, 25, 29 and 30 plowed and combined together to a big homogeneous field to make it easier for the harvesters to actually run the field. So let's go down this way and look at the corn and the potatoes. So the corn is over here on field 15, and I only grow the corn in order to actually create chaff for producing silage at the biogas plant. And we just passed one of the front loaders over there. That's actually a front loader that I'm moving to another place because I have a New Holland at another place which I'm going to sell, and that case will replace the New Holland. So here's the potato seeder and the front loader and the wagon for that, and the field number 16 for my potatoes. The potato seeder is actually consuming so much potatoes when sowing, so I actually need to have a wagon and the front loader handy to actually be able to refill the potato seeder when it empties out, because I need to refill it a couple of times, actually something like 4 or 5 times, in order to be able to complete the entire field 16. And you saw the new potato harvester as well that we have here. So that the same front loader that I used there, the Dutz 700 series, or sorry, the Fendt 700 series, it's the same front loader that I actually use down here when I'm moving the pallet with the wool from the sheeps. And you can see I have the pallet fork just lying around here. So when it fills up, I just move the pallet and place it on the trailer that I have here. And I guess I can get something in the order of 5 to 6 pallets of wool on this trailer before I pull it away and sell it. And you can see the loading wagon I have there as well for actually collecting the grass and feeding the sheep. So let's take a tour now down to the southern part of the farm and take a look at the cows and what we have going on over there. So isn't this a nice view over the farm up there, and the lights making it possible to work nights as well on the farm? So it's a great view, I think. And here on the right side is you know, where I do most of the grass stuff, you know, creating hay bales and for the cows actually. So no traffic going on. Let's go. So you can see here I have the case the quad track going on here, and it pulls the big Cotter Garant slurry spreader that I have that refills here. And I think it works great with the strength of the quad track to be able to pull that, because it's quite heavy when it's filled up. And here's I mentioned the New Holland front loader that I'm going to sell and replace with the Case 230 front loader. And here, so this is the New Holland I'm going to sell. And that's the mixer wagon and the hay and the straw that I use for creating the total mixed rations for feeding the cows. So after I've filled the hay and straw into the mixer wagon, I go down here and I have a wheel loader at hand here that moves this silage that I have in the pit here, and actually just empties a bucket of silage into the mixer wagon to actually complete the total mixed rations for feeding the cows. And I just pull the mixer wagon around here and empty it in the shed over there where the cows are fed with the total mixed rations. So that's what's going on here at the cow farm. And obviously, besides producing a lot of slurry that I can use for my fields, I get a lot of milk from the cows. So when we look at finances in another later episode, I'll show you or explain the amount that I get daily from selling the milk from the cows. So it's actually quite a good income. So here's the biogas plant, and I have one of the bins here ready with silage that I use and sell into the biogas plant. And I also are filling up another bin here with chaff that will be put into silage later on after I've fermented it. So here's the New Holland wheel loader with a big bucket as well. It's a 10,000 liter bucket that I have on that one, in order to actually reduce the amount of time I need to take to fill the biogas plant with silage. It actually holds 20,000 liters, so it's 2 buckets, and then I can go do something else and get back to work once it has produced those 10,000 liters. So getting back up here towards the farm, and the Krone Big X 1100 and the two Fiegel, trailers that I have attached as a train behind the Krone Big X1100. You can see my case Magnum 380 there as well, which I used to pull those tippers down to the biogas plant and emptying the shaft over there. So this is the kind of overview that I intended to show you of the farm and what we've been going on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll get back later and show some more stuff. Thank you.